Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. One of this season's most eagerly awaited new musicals is Woody Allen's Bullets Over Broadway. It is directed and choreographed by five-time Tony Award winner Susan Stroman, and it stars Zach Braff, who is making his Broadway debut alongside the likes of Marin, Karen Ziemba, Brooks Ashmanskis, and Betsy Wolfe. And I'm here in the rehearsal room to meet the company and bring you a sneak peek.
Sure now.
Let's misbehave.
Let's misbehave. They say that bears have love affairs.
And even camels.
We're only mammals. Let's misbehave.
What is a mammal?
Let's misbehave.
In my dressing room in 5 minutes. There's a lock on the door.
Make it 10. Just want to finish my clam chowder. Let's misbehave.
So you go into the theater next week, right?
Tuesday. Very excited. I just can't wait to see it, the costumes and the sets, and I mean, I'm just like a little kid in a candy store.
Because you're being dressed by William Ivy Long. What were those fittings like?
Well, I mean, this is now the second show that I've done with him, so I trust him completely and his vision, and yeah, it's really exciting. And I have a different kind of, costume setup than most people. I'm probably the most clothed in the show, so.
And what you love about this time period, the 20s and the songs that are in the show that you get to do?
Well, I love the fact that we're using songs from the time period. I think it enhances this so much, and I think that was a genius idea that Woody had, and wanting to keep it so authentic. And I mean, my toes are tapping the whole time, and I really do think that people are going to, leave, if they don't know the songs already, they're just gonna be infused in their body by the end.
So up to today, what's been the best part of this experience for you with working on this show?
Oh my goodness, up to today, I would have to say the people that are involved in this. Oftentimes, you don't always luck out with a cast this brilliant and this excited to put on this show. And from day one, everyone has just been so enthused about this piece. So that for me is probably the best part of the people.
Talk about working with Stroman.
Well, I've known Susan a long time, and we worked together on the producers I replaced in that, but it was a very truncated rehearsal process. So to have a full process, and this we've been working on for over a year now, it's been such a treat and so impressive and delightful. She's really fun, and she's so good, and her work is so good on this. And I expect it to be good, and she has gone above my expectations on this.
And to work with Woody Allen. It's great how he's adapted the film for a musical.
Yeah, it's, again, very impressive. His rewrites are very subtle in a way to make it a little more theatrical, but everything that comes in is funny and smart, big surprise, and he's been actually really wonderful to work with. I've loved it. It's a dream come true.
So leading up to today, what's been the best part of the experience for you with working on this show?
Mostly the people. That's always the case for me. I've been really fortunate in my career, or whatever it is, but to work with really great people, and this is no exception. This is a great group of people, everyone working at the top of their form based on all fronts. Designers, Susan, Woody, the cast, the crew. It's been really delightful, I have to say.
And coming to Broadway in this huge musical, they don't get any bigger than this.
Well, every day we're in rehearsal and I'll turn to Marin and I'm like, it's Marin Macy. And I say, Marin, Broadway. She's like, yeah. It just feels like a true Broadway musical, and to really be doing it in a way that feels like this will become a musical that, gets revived and that people talk about and for a long time, hopefully.
Incredible cast. A lot of your scenes are with Brooke. Talk about working with him.
Brooks Heshmanskis is easily the funniest person I've ever met, and also the funniest actor I've ever worked with. To have that comic ability and that comic bone is rare, and his is, I think anybody who knows him would agree with that. So and he also creates an environment in a room, also bringing his personality to it, where you think, well, if he's doing that, I can try this. And Brooks really is amazing about that, yeah.
And then you have your other leading man, Zach Braff.
Yes, Zach, it's been so fantastic, and to step in here, and he's got so much going on in his own life, and making his own film and everything, and has been so free to play with us, and so generous, and just lovely, wonderful.
Clothes, William Ivy Long. It doesn't get any better than that. What were your fittings like?
My fittings have been hilarious. William is an incredibly enthusiastic guy, and to collaborate on a role like this and the kinds of things that I'm going to be wearing, it's a lot of feathers, a lot of fringe, a lot of color. So his enthusiasm is infectious, and so working with him on costumes has been unbelievable.
If you could sum up the best part of the experience with leading up to today with working on this show, what has it been for you?
The best experience. I think for me it's been working with Susan. I think experiencing somebody like that, and people ask me all the time, how has it been working with one of the foremost female directors in theater? And I don't like the qualifier. I think she's one of the best directors in theater, and she will continue to do that for years to come, which has been amazing.
Go to church on Sunday, burn down my school on Monday. Sunday, Monday, ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's stinking business. Ain't nobody's business. If
How exciting was today for you?
I always love watching my other fellow cast members do these dance numbers and sing these songs, because the music, of course, is like classic stuff from the 20s. It's standard. Well, some of them are obscure, but the ones we did today were pretty standard. And the arrangements that they've done for them, and the dancers are just so phenomenal that I'm just like with my tongue hanging out. I want to get up there. But it's pretty exciting. It's very exciting.
Talk about this wonderful character you're playing in this.
I play Eden Brent, and Eden plays the ingenue in the play within the play that David Shane, played by Zach Braff, has written. And the producer of that play, Julian Marks, brings Eden with him in every show he produces. She is his good luck charm. And he lets her bring her little dog, Mr. Woofles, with her wherever she goes. So in the show, I had Mr. Woofles, my Pomeranian, with me, played by Trixie. And Trixie was in the little do today, too. And so that's who Eden Brent is, and she's sort of like the den mother of everybody backstage. She brings cookies, and she makes sure that everybody knows their lines, and she's sort of like the buffer that keeps everybody buoyant.
What a perfect Woody Allen character.
I know, yes. Everybody knows somebody like that in their life, right?
Let's talk about this. Talk about the role and this number we saw today.
Oh, I love it. The role is Cheech. He's, he plays the right-hand man to the mob boss, Nick Valenti, who's putting up the money for David's show. And throughout the process, he discovers he's got a hidden talent for writing, and he's willing to do anything to protect, the integrity of his art. And it's a real blast. And I think this number you saw today is the first time that you get, an opportunity to see him really sort of flex his muscles, and that's sort of, you get to see a lot of his character in the number. Yeah.
How exciting has this been for you with working on this musical?
Oh my gosh, beyond exciting. I mean, it was 50%. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, and 50%, no, this is exactly, what should be happening, and I'm ready for this. And everyone's been so supportive, and it's a great role, and I'm really having a blast.
I love this. So this is not William Ivy Long, is it?
Well, they shopped this for me, but this is not what I will be wearing. What I will be wearing is so much more extraordinary than this little frock. No, it's the costumes are so amazing. My clothes are. Well, all the clothes are going to be extraordinary. I mean, William Ivy Long. And it's been so much fun because he, like everyone else in this process, is a great, true collaborator. So you really sit down and you talk about who is Helen? How do we make her the grand diva that she is? What does she wear? What colors does she wear? And getting fabrics draped on you, and going, we like this, this looks good with your color, that sort of thing. So, he does his initial sketches, but then they'll change depending on what we talk about, and then what, one of my opening dress from what he sketched to what it now is completely different. Yeah, so it's so much, that's another great fun part of this process. Yeah.
I love this rehearsal wear. My gosh, this is incredible.
Oh, yeah, it's just a little thing I picked up. Yeah.
Tell me what it's been like working on this character in this role in this zany, huge musical.
Oh my God, she's so much fun because she's so crazy over the top. I mean, that's what these characters, except for like Zach and Betsy, are sort of the normal people in the show, the people that live on Earth. The rest of the people kind of live on their own planets, especially Helen. She lives on the Helen planet, the Sinclair world. Yeah. So it's just fun because you can sort of do anything, and then you kind of go, well, that's gone a little too far. But the woman drinks paint remover. What can we say? I mean, come on.
They did that in the 20s, right?
I bet they did. They drank anything they could, and she does. Yes, it's very funny.
Tell me what it's been like working on this musical.
It's thrilling. I mean, it's like the envy of every actor in New York to get to be part of this. You get Woody Allen, you get Susan Stroman, and you get this fantastic film that's being adapted flawlessly, I think, into a musical. It's so exciting.
Talk about this wonderful role you're going to get to play.
Well, I'm Julian Marks. I'm the producer of the play that David Shane, Zach Braff's part, wrote, and he just has faith in this guy, and he's somebody who makes it happen. He makes it work, and it doesn't matter how it's going to happen. He's going to do it. It doesn't matter where he gets the money from, who ends up being in the show. It's going to happen, and it does. So
you are no stranger to this type of role or this beautiful time period. What do you love about doing these kind of roles?
I don't know. I guess part of me that belongs in this period. I love the clothes. Everything looks good on me. Even the hats look good. And I just love the sensibility and the hopefulness, I think. There's still an innocence that people had in the 20s. And I just embrace it and feel very at home. Yeah.
All the new rewrites are in, and they're great.
Running wild, no time to chat. We're incognito.
Where is that?
Luggage,
Check.
tickets,
Check.
mustard.
Check. Love that sound. Mr. Waffle, we're Boston bound. You can do the sessions with your psychiatrist by phone. Exactly. Now sit there. Where's my hair? Running wild. Mr. Waffle, come in, please. Love you lots.
Love you more. You're the broad I adore. But I better not find out that you're running wild.
Well, first off, welcome back to the stage.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Well, after I did Chicago, I kept telling my agent, get me another show. And I did some auditions. I went on the road with Guys and Dolls, but to come back to New York City, to 44th Street, to St. James, an original character, original show. It's a dream come true for me, especially since I started off community theater back in the 70s.
You must pinch yourself, right?
Yeah, because my sister and my family says, you came a long way from those hot, sweaty churches doing anything goes in South Pacific, So they're really proud, and they're all buying tickets, and the first thing they want to do is say, okay, are we all going to dinner after the shows? And I said, I got a matinee, and then I got a show at 8 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to be hanging out with the family.
You got to go out a few nights with them.
Yeah, but you also, now when when you're singing and dancing, my friend John Lloyd Young from Jersey Boys told me, don't talk to anybody during the daytime. Text people. Save your voice. And especially when I'm a new kid on the block, I got to get used to that. So to my family and my friends, you're going to have to go to John's Pizza without me.
The songs, I love what you showed us today. So it was sort of you, Woody, and Glenn Kelly that sort of picked the score and the songs you wanted?
Yes, well, Woody wanted the songs to be authentic. He wanted it to be an authentic score from the 1920s. It was very important to him. And that's actually what he does with his comedy. His comedy has an authenticity to it, and it's just about these eccentric characters coming together, but it's very real. So he wanted the music to be real, and real in the time period. So after we worked on taking the screenplay and making it into a musical structure, then we sat around together and picked all these songs to see if they would fit and how they could move the plot forward. And then we brought in Glenn Kelly, who's a musical genius, and did wonderful arrangements. So he's been our musical supervisor, but he's actually been able to take a lot of Woody's dialogue and turn them into lyrics, and it's been a joy.
Dynamite cast.
Yes.
I know you cast for a long time of who you wanted, but you also have some of your favorites in the show too. Talk about your cast.
I know. I have a wonderful cast, and they're all one-of-a-kind people. Well, the wonderful Marin playing Helen Sinclair. She's just a joy. She has 3 big numbers and belts them out. She's fabulous, very glamorous, And then Karen Ziemba, who I've worked with several times, plays Eden, who's a little crazy. And she has a dog with her all the time, Mr. Woofles, played by Trixie. And so Casey had to learn how to be with this dog for the last 4 weeks. Great. And then, my 2 gangsters are very authentic. I have Vincent Pastore, who's from The Sopranos, and I have Nick Cordero. He plays Cheech, the bodyguard, and they're both very Italian and very authentic. And then, of course, I have Helena York playing Olive. And she and Brooks Ashmansky do a lot of comedy bits together. And Brooks, his character, he plays Warner Purcell, who has an insatiable appetite. And so through the whole show, he's eating croissants in Danish, and even goes after Mr. Woofles' dog biscuits.
And then you have Zach Braff.
Oh my! And Zach Braff, he's a comic genius, and he really understands Woody's comedy. And he's not only a great comic, he's a good leader of the company. And I think more so than in the movie, Woody's written this so that lead character is really the lead point, and then all these crazy eccentric people spiral off of him. And Zach was so up for the challenge.
Then you have Betsy Wolfe.
Oh my, and beautiful Betsy Wolfe. Yes, she plays Ellen. And she's, has 2 gorgeous songs in the show, but she's very funny too, and she works so well with Zach. She plays the part of Ellen, but they all are so strong together, and just one-of-a-kind performers.
Thank you for opening the rehearsal room. What was today like for you?
Well, it's thrilling because we've been working so hard on it in this room, and with no visitors at all. It's all been very top secret. So invite you guys in, the Broadway press, and to give a little sneak peek is fun for us because it's great. Everyone's like looking at you guys and see the smiles on your faces. It's so fun. It's like sharing something you've been keeping a secret for so long. So I'm very thrilled about it.
You're about to make your Broadway debut in probably one of the biggest, splashiest Broadway musicals, working with Stroman. What's going through your mind?
It's my literal dream come true. When I was a child, coming in from New Jersey with my parents to see big Broadway musicals, it's what made me want to be an actor. It's what made me choose to go into entertainment, was seeing Broadway. And so now, to be in my first Broadway show, And Susan Stroman's directing it, the biggest there is, and everything. Of course, Woody Allen and Santa LaQuasto on the sets, and William Ivy Long. I mean, every piece of it is just the platinum group of Broadway's biggest and brightest talent. Not to first and foremost the ensemble and the talent in this, the dancers that all want to work with Susan Stroman, so they're just the finest dancers in New York. It's thrilling. I'm a kid in a candy store. I can't believe I'm in it, let alone playing the lead.
Well, let's talk about this role. What a great part.
Yeah.
How well did you know the movie before, and now working on this new script that Woody's put together for the musical?
I loved the movie. It's one of my favorite Woody Allen films, and it's just so conducive to being, adapted because it's a play within a play. And I'm sure people can't help but compare it to the producers in some ways, and that too is a play within a play. But that's one of the things that excited me, was once I heard that they were doing it, I was like, that's so great, because it just dovetails wonderfully with Broadway itself. It's about putting on a Broadway show in 1929, and there's been plenty of times we're having all these meta moments where we're like, let's all sit down and do a table read of a scene about sitting down and doing a table read. So I think people who love Broadway are going to particularly love it, because there's just so much insider fun humor for people that love seeing these shows. Gotta go, love you so,